Okay, so I just got out of the shower. You know, I used to do this in spring, like, winter break, whenever Paige and I did that video thing, I'd always, like, get out of the shower, and I'd be like, great time to, you know, make a video for her. Anywho, so that's why I'm wet, but, okay, I actually just forgot what I was going to talk about. There was, like, 10 different things I was going to talk about, but I was only going to pick one, because I didn't want to make, like, a long video again. But I see that just, you know, went right out the door. That's nice. Let's see. Okay, well, the main thing, well, I know one topic that really bothered me that I was going to talk about, but I was going to save for a later date. Okay, so you know how I mentioned in the other video about how, like, another thing happened at school that had bothered me, like, really badly or whatever, oh, just kidding, you haven't seen that video, because I haven't posted it. That's great. Anywho, well, as I was saying, my prom date, on Friday, we were in class, and there was this girl who walked in, and she sat down, and she asked Rashawn, who's my prom date, were you born gay, or did you choose to be gay? And then he was like, I, like, went off into my own world, and he, like, answered whatever, and then, well, actually, at that point, I was like, I was like, tell me more. I was like, Rashawn, what are you gonna answer? Like, I wanna hear, like, what do you have to say? And then he was like, oh, well, I was born this way, and then that's when I went into my own little world, and I was like, whatever, this is boring. So then he goes, let's ask Chris. And then he asked me, and then I was like, I was born this way? Typical answer, right? And then, like, later on, we got into groups, and he was in my group, and then I was like, oh, you were telling her, like, you were going off and off on this story, because they had asked him why she'd asked her, like, how she had, like, brought it up to him, because it was so, like, random and kind of offensive at the same time. And then he explained that their class had talked about it, and she was curious, and then I was like, oh yeah, and you treated me like your right-hand man? And he goes, because you're a homo. And I go, don't call me that, that's offensive. And he goes, no, it's not as offensive as you think. And I go, yes it is. I was like, if you want to address me, I was like, in that term, I was like, call me a homosexual, don't call me a homo. Like, I was like, that. He's like, why is it offensive to you? And I was like, that's like if you call a transgendered person a tranny, like, that's really offensive to them. He's like, it's not offensive as you think, or whatever. And I was like, wow, you're an a-hole. Okay. And then, like, after that, it just went downhill. I was like, oh my goodness gracious, I cannot believe this. Like, are you for real? Like, and then, like, to get back at him, I was like, respectable people don't like to be called that. And then he was like, wait, what? And then it's like, I kept talking. I was like, that's offensive to me. Like, I mean, no offense, but, like, what a D-bag. Like, you have to be so rude. Like, I don't care if it doesn't bother you. Like, it bothers me, so don't call me it. End of story. Like, if there's something that I don't want you to address me as, don't, like, respect, like, have enough respect for me to not call me. Like, don't just be like, well, it's not offensive to me. Like, because he was like, well, I'm a homo, it doesn't bother me. And I was like, I don't care what you address yourself as. I was like, respectable people don't address themselves as that. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, sorry, sweetie, but I don't care. Like, what you just did was, like, a low blow. Like, and then, like, the other day, someone was like, oh, I'm so scared of feminine women. And, like, this kind of plays into it. And I was like, oh my, okay, he was gay. And I was like, you're just like all the, homophobic people out there that torture you every day, that harass you. I was like, you're putting people down in our own community. And, you're just like those straight people that, like, harass you every day. Like, bravo, sweetie, you're really living up to, like, high standards there. Proud of you. Keep up the good job.